Hi everyone, my name is Chris Fay. I am the author of Write with Fay, 10 Sparks to Guide You from Idea to Publication. This book has a lot in it. It covers writing, editing, publishing, and marketing, and there is a big section all about character development. And there's also a section devoted to writing specific scenes and characters, some for action and thrillers, some for paranormal, supernatural stories. There's a lot in there for many different writers. This presentation video is about Amazon book pages and author profiles. Let's begin. First, let me tell you about Amazon's Author Central, the only way you can update your book pages and create an author profile on Amazon. In order to use Author Central, you have to sign up for it, which you can do at authorcentral.amazon.com. On this page, click the Join Now button and follow their instructions. If you have an Amazon account for buying, use that email and password. Then you will need to accept their terms and conditions. After that, enter the name you publish under and possible books will appear. You will need to have at least one book up on Amazon to claim as yours. If a book doesn't appear immediately in the search, enter the title separately. After you confirm your email, you just have to wait for Amazon to approve your account, which could take up to 7 days, although I think it happens a lot faster than that. Don't worry though, this entire process is easy. Currently, to update your author profile for other countries, you have to join that country's Author Central, which is, again, easy to do if you are already signed up with the U.S. Author Central. There are Author Central sites for the United Kingdom, France, Germany, and Japan. The only site that I had a little bit of trouble with was the Japan site. In that case, I had to create a new account through them, which was easy peasy. To translate pages, right-click on the page and click Translate to English. I highly recommend that you create accounts for all of these countries so that you can add your biography and photo to your author profile. But you don't have to keep up with all of them. I suggest sticking with 2 of the most important sites to you. For instance, the US and UK sites. Unfortunately, Amazon does not have an Author Central site for Canada. I don't know why this is. If you go to one of my book pages on the Amazon Canada site, my name will be blue, but when you click on it, it doesn't go to an author profile because one doesn't exist. This is exactly how it will be for you on the Amazon US site if you have not joined Author Central and claimed your books. If you have done this but have not done anything for your author page, your profile will be blank, and that can be disappointing for readers. Amazon book pages. Your Amazon book page is like a home for your book, your fans, and any potential readers. The more compelling, insightful, and fun the information, the better. Obviously, you'll want to have the full blurb for your book available for readers, but don't stop there. There is a lot that you can do on your Amazon book pages, and that is what I am going to talk about next. 5 ways to spice up your Amazon book pages. First, add your book's tagline. Begin the product description area with your book's tagline, almost like a hook that will lead into the book's blurb. What is a tagline for a book? A tagline is a single sentence that describes a story. This is meant to entice, but with the fewest words possible, like a catchphrase. It can be a statement or a question. Taglines can be found on book covers. For example, "Don't go into the water," Jaws. "One ring to rule them all," Lord of the Rings. Come up with a single sentence to lead into your book's blurb. Or you can use a log line to lead into your book's blurb. What is a log line, you ask? A log line is a longer summary that can be up to 3 sentences and includes more information, such as who the story is about and the problem/conflict. My log lines are usually a single sentence, and my taglines, if I use one, are roughly 5 to 7 words long. Here are 2 examples of my log lines. For hurricane crimes, during a hurricane, Beth Kennedy finds herself trapped with a man who might be a murderer. And for 30 seconds, when a woman finds herself in the middle of a war between a police force and a deadly mob, 30 seconds is a long time. You can also end the blurb with a closing or wrap-up sentence to intrigue readers to take the final step in one click to buy your book. I have one such sentence beneath the description for Seismic Crimes, Disaster Crimes Book 2. Take a walk with Chris Fay through disasters, criminal activity, and blooming love. You can also highlight a book's length by putting this information above the blurb on your book's page. I do this for my ebooks that aren't novel length, such as novellas and short stories. And I do this because I want to have this information everywhere, so no reader is disappointed thinking one of my ebooks is longer than it actually is. A reader may not scroll down to the product details to see the length. I set this information apart with asterisks and make it bold. This is the book page for Hurricane Crimes, Disaster Crimes Book 1. And above the blurb there, you can see that I input Hurricane Crimes is 43 pages long. Extra descriptive details. Include categories. Put a list of categories, 3 to 5, under your book's blurb for readers who might want to know what genres/categories your story falls under. This is especially good for those readers who don't scroll down to see the product details. You can go more in depth than the genre assigned to your book. For example, for my ebook, Ghosts of Death, my publisher marked it as romantic suspense. So I included these categories in a list beneath my blurb. Paranormal detective, paranormal ghost stories, ghost detective, ghost comedy, murder with a twist, and new adult mystery. You can find categories to use on Amazon. Start by typing potential categories, genres, and keywords into the search bar and see what pops up. Click on the options that show up in your search results. At the top of the page, it'll show a number for how many items qualify for that category or keyword. Example, for ghost stories, it says there are over 30,000 results. Choose categories or keywords with smaller result totals. Why? Because putting keywords in your product description can help your book to show up in searches for those keywords. And the smaller the result totals, the greater of a chance you have of your book appearing higher up in those searches. You can also include a content or trigger warning. A content warning is smart for books with sensitive content that readers may not feel comfortable reading. For instance, if your book is for mature readers due to sexual content, has explicit language, or contains triggers like drug use or sexual abuse, it is a good idea to consider a content warning. This doesn't have to be complicated. A list of sensitive content will suffice. And you can include a series list. Is your book part of a series? Add an ordered list in the description section. This is excellent for readers who are new to the series. Editorial reviews. Did you have authors beta read your work? Ask them for a blurb of endorsement. Any reviews you quote should be given a credit immediately after the quotation. This could be an author's name or the name of a review site. And make sure that you follow fair use copyright guidelines for every review you quote by limiting them to 1 to 2 sentences each. This is one of Amazon's requirements. You can submit your book to be reviewed by In Detail or Reader's Favorite. Reader's Favorite I highly recommend because they are free to request a review from, and the chances are strong that your book will get reviewed, especially if it's a standalone title. All of my standalone titles have received reviews from Reader's Favorite. For my series, only books 1 and 2 have received reviews. I suspect this is because we can't request reviewers, and it's hard to get someone to want to review a book later in a series if he or she did not read the previous books. In Detail magazine used to be free, but now there is a fee of $20 that is non-refundable for all reviews. But I think that's pretty decent for a review. They do not post their reviews on Amazon because that is against Amazon's policy, but you can use this review in the editorial reviews section when you are editing your book pages. Manic Readers is another site that you can go to. Join Manic Readers and use their free review depot to request reviews from several book bloggers at once. You can also Google book bloggers. There are many out there and many directories that list hundreds of book bloggers. Carefully review each site and their guidelines before submitting requests, because a lot of them have specific genres that they read, or they only want a specific format, and you need to know this information before you send a request. You can quote a review even if you don't get a 5-star rating. All you need is one sentence that praises your writing, characters, or plot. If you have a prequel, sequel, trilogy, or series, spotlight a few of the best reviews for each book in the editorial section of each book page. I did this with each installment of my Disaster Crime series. I begin with reviews for the book whose page I am on, and then I follow it with a couple of reviews for each book in order. So for book 2's book page, I listed a few reviews for book 2, then book 1, then book 3, and then book 4. This is a great way to promote all of the books in a series and hopefully get sales from one installment to the next. This is an example of the editorial reviews section for Hurricane Crimes. And you can see I list editorial reviews for Hurricane Crimes, book 1 first, and then there's 3 for Seismic Crimes, book 2. There's 1 for the in-between short story Lightning Crimes, book 2.5, and there are, of course, 3 reviews each for book 3 and book 4. This is something that you can do for your series as well. Utilize the From the Author section. Below the book's blurb, sponsored products, and editorial reviews is a section titled From the Author on every book page on Amazon. Use this spot to provide additional insight into your book. If you've ever done an author interview, put a few of the best questions you answered in the section. Make sure the answers aren't too long though. One small paragraph is a perfect length for an in-depth answer. If you have ever shared tidbits or secrets about your book on social media, you can also add that to the From the Author section. Or you can tell a story about how you got the idea for your book. Just don't post any spoilers. In the From the Author section for my ebook 30 Seconds, I shared 6 secrets about the story's title, a character's name, and a few things that readers may find interesting. Perhaps you did a blog tour for your book. Did you create posts to discuss something specific in your story, such as the setting? You can share a short paragraph here. This section is obviously something that you want to share with readers, so anything can go here. If there's a letter from the author in the beginning of the book, copy and paste that letter here. A character profile for your hero and heroine. A few details about your characters that aren't in the blurb could help readers get to know your characters before they buy. And a pronunciation key for your characters' names is a very good idea, especially for fantasy stories. It's all for your readers. Make your book's pages stand out. Make your book's pages a place for readers to find out what they'll need to know to read your books. And make your book's pages a place for readers to gather a little more information after they read your books and are posting their reviews. Amazon author profiles. One of the first things that you can do when you are setting up your author profile for the first time is to obviously include your bio. Before your bio, include a shortened link for your mailing list with a call to action like sign up for Chris Fay's newsletter or simply newsletter sign up. You can use bit.ly, bit.ly.com to shorten your mailing list URL. After your mailing list call to action, insert your bio. However, I suggest a shorter version of your bio, about 100 words, because there is other important information you can include in your biography section, and you don't want to make this feature too long, since lengthy text, especially big paragraphs online, is something many people skip. Condense your bio to your best credentials. Follow your bio with the list of the titles in your current or most popular series. That way, if someone reads the list in your bio, he or she can look for those books at the top of your profile. Add the number for each book next to the titles, too. What else do you want readers to know? After the list of titles for my disaster crime series, I added information about my blog. I also included the URL to the freebies page on my website that has PDFs for writers. I did this because, obviously, I have a book out for writers. And this is a good way to show my expertise, which could lead to book sales. Do you have something you want readers to know about? Include it. At the end of your biography, add a thank you message for those who read all of the information there. Show your thanks for their visit, their reviews, and encourage them to follow your profile. There is an orange follow button beneath your photo on your profile. Either above or below your shortened bio, input your author tagline. An author tagline is a lot like a book tagline. It is a single sentence that summarizes you as an author and what you write. What vibe do you want to give potential readers? For example, my author tagline is thrilling and romantic with heroines of steel. How to come up with an author tagline. Consider the common themes in your writing. Consider what tones and moods you use the most. Do you frequently use the same settings? Do you tend to write about the same kinds of characters? Using these examples, if you write cowboy romances, your author tagline could be Cowboys with Heart. After answering these questions, brainstorm several tagline ideas. Take your time and ask others their opinion on the taglines you come up with. Your tagline doesn't have to be as long as mine. It could be a few words. You can use your tagline everywhere. You can pair it with a logo and use it as a banner on your website, your blog, and all of your social media sites. You can put your tagline on your business cards, in your email signature, and of course, in the biography section of your Amazon author profile. I already covered the information on this page, like including a shortened version of your bio of 100 words, including a book list for your most popular series, and adding a thank you message. Upload relevant photos to your author profile. When you edit your profile, there is a section to upload up to 8 photos that readers may find interesting, such as photos of your desk or your display at a book event. If you write children's books, you can share an illustration that demonstrates a scene in your picture book. My mom, Elaine Kay, uploaded a photo of a teddy bear, the real manifestation of one of her children's book characters. Post photos of things that inspire your story or images of you and your table at book events. Even images of your life in general, such as a picture of your pets. Doing this will help readers to connect with you, the person. These photos will be at the top of your author profile, mixed in with the stream for your videos and blog posts, which is for the US only. Which brings me to link to your blog. If you have a blog, add your blog's feed URL to the profile, especially if you blog about your books or topics related to what you write about. Old posts will not show up when you add the feed URL for the first time, but it will be updated with new posts. Some blog post ideas that you can do on your blog that would be relevant to your books are: do you have a series set in a specific location? Do a once-a-month feature sharing research about your book setting. If you vacation there or live there, share photos too. Is one of your characters a baker? Share your own baking recipes and pair it with an excerpt from your book. If you write paranormal stories, and if you have shifters or vampires in your books, do a once-a-month feature talking about these paranormal creatures. You can include an excerpt from your book to go with the information. Whatever you write about, you can come up with potential blog posts and even monthly or weekly features for your blog. You can also upload videos. If you have a YouTube channel and create videos about your books, don't pass up the chance to upload them to your author profile. You never know who will see them on your profile, enjoy them, and may want to check out one of your books. Actually, you do know who will: current readers and/or potential readers. Some YouTube video ideas are book trailers, recorded readings, and these readings could be done inside your home of you sitting in front of your computer. You can answer reader questions, you can discuss your story, and you can share insights into your books. This is an example of my author profile on Amazon. Right in the beginning, you see my author profile. There's the orange follow button that I mentioned before. You see my name, Chris Fay, and then you see some of the books that I have available. The books that you see and the order that they appear in will change depending on the sales for your books. This is a further down look of my Amazon author profile. You can see my author bio over in the corner, and there are author updates. This is where your videos, the photos that you upload, and your blog posts will appear. You can also add events. A small section at the bottom of many author profiles gets neglected because of its location, but the event section is a great spot to highlight any upcoming events you plan to attend. If you only do events located in the US, just update the event section on your US author profile. But if you travel internationally for book events, update the other sites accordingly. The great thing is, you don't have to worry about taking down the info as you do with your website. The event will be automatically removed once it passes. And of course, share your author profile. When you're done editing your author profile, in the upper right-hand corner, you can find the link for your profile. Snag this URL and add it to your links on your website, your blog, in your newsletter, in your email signature, everywhere. This is an example of what it would look like when you are editing your author page. Over in the right-hand side, you can see this is where my Amazon author profile page URL is located. Below that is where you add photos, and below that is where you can manage and add videos. You can only add 8 videos at a time. So when you have 8 videos, you will have to remove a couple in order to get new ones in there. And of course, over on the other side is the biography section. Below that is the blog feed. And then below that is the events. Now that your Amazon book pages and your author profile are at their best, and you know how to update them when you need to, you're all set to wow your readers. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this PowerPoint presentation video. This has been Chris Fay, author of Write with Fay, 10 Sparks to Guide You from Idea to Publication. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section and I will reply back to them. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.